So you want to become smarter, faster, and better. In most of the world, you're told that it takes 12 years of school, plus 4 years of college, plus 2 years of graduate school to become smart. But what you actually become is a prisoner in a never-ending rat race. But what about your dreams? You may have had wonderful ideas, but never found the time to realize them. And if you pursued a goal, you easily got sidetracked again and again. Actually, learning how to stick with a plan is easy, even if the world keeps throwing distractions your way. If people like you and me want to realize our most lofty goals, it means that we start new projects, only to have that excitement fade over time and eventually give up. Don't worry, this happens to everyone. The problem is, most advice on the internet is so generalized and philosophical that even if you look for specific advice that you could actually try right now, this is what you get. Start exercising, lower your screen time, practice meditation, or sleep more. Even if these things sound good, the main thing you need to do to become smarter, faster, and better is read. Now, you could buy a bunch of books or go to the next library, but here's a better way that even makes more fun. You could start watching or listening to our book summaries and learn everything you need to know to get ahead of 99% and become smarter, faster, and better with books. The best thing about it, it's free and you can start right now. So subscribe to our channel and get the best animated book summaries on the internet. Now that you have the knowledge from these books, you will find that not only can you pick out interesting tidbits to use in conversations, but you can also learn many useful skills. And to become smart, use everything you learn, or at least imagine yourself in the moment where it would be useful. Our goal is to motivate you to become better with books, and in this video we have summarized the main ideas from Smarter, Faster, Better by Charles Duhigg. Watch until the end to start your improvement journey right now. First of all, don't be afraid to set ambitious goals. Studies have shown that we are more creative when we reach for higher, bigger goals. This can push us to achieve impressive results. Then you can break your goals down into smaller, easily achievable parts, so-called SMART goals. They break up your big dreams into more manageable parts. They are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let's say your stretch goal is to have a six-pack. First, you have to break this goal into smaller, more specific steps, such as work out regularly to gain more muscles and lose fat. Then figure out how to measure yourself. I will go to the gym 3 times a week. Next, ask yourself if your goal is achievable. If you continue your workout routine with healthy eating habits, it just might be. Remember to be realistic too. The more body fat you have at the moment, the longer it will take for you to make your six-pack abs visible. You might tell yourself, this will be tough and take time, but I can do it. Finally, schedule how long you'll need to reach your goal and set an exact date in the future. Imagine yourself having reached your goal. How do you feel? The moment you start seeing some results in the mirror, you will get an extra motivation boost, and the more progress you make, the more excited you will be to keep going. But always remember, life is unpredictable. Unexpected events always pop up and draw your focus away. So here's what you can do. Create a mental model. A positive story that keeps you excited about your future. Imagine how you'll conquer each challenge step by step. Let's say you have a stressful week ahead. Once you figure out how you want your week to go, you can start working toward it with a positive mindset. Of course, even the best plans can be interrupted. Here's an example. Let's say your partner invites you out to lunch on a really busy day. How could you spend that time in a way that doesn't disrupt your entire day? You might want to go to a self-service restaurant near work or pack a lunch together in advance. This way, your meal will take 30 minutes instead of more than an hour. Always bring up that mental model you've created in stressful situations, and you'll soon start to master them without losing your focus. Stay productive, motivated, and competitive. Staying productive, motivated, and competitive is ultimately about making the right choices, both in your daily life and with your most ambitious goals. Making the right choices isn't just good for you, it's also better for your family, your company, and your team. Do you know what's the secret for a great team? Google's Project Aristotle spent 2 years researching what makes a great team. The project found that even a team of average performers can accomplish great things if the team has the right dynamic. You don't need a group of overachievers or superstars to achieve something big. But what exactly is the right dynamic? The most important factor is whether a team member feels psychologically safe. People feel safe when they know they won't be ridiculed for making mistakes or suggesting ideas. Project Aristotle found that safe teams were more likely to perform better, envisioning more innovative products or meeting sales targets. That's because psychological safety enhances performance because it allows team members to admit mistakes, which means any issues can be quickly addressed. Also, team members feel more comfortable sharing unconventional ideas, which makes the team as a whole more creative. High-performing teams thrive in an environment built on care and respect. According to Project Aristotle, the safest and most effective teams are filled with empathetic individuals. And that makes sense. Trust grows naturally when people genuinely care about each other. But safety isn't just about kindness. Team members feel secure when they know their voices matter. When leaders actively encourage contributions, it reinforces that every opinion is valuable and that each person plays a key role in the team's success. If you want to be a great leader, it's your job to cultivate this psychological safety. Make it a habit to ensure every team member speaks at least once in every meeting. If someone seems upset, invite them to share their thoughts and ensure others respond with empathy. Address conflicts openly, listen without interrupting, and create a space where everyone feels heard, respected, and valued. When people feel safe, they don't just work together, they thrive together. If you want to thrive, build up a team of people around you to become successful. Back in the booming 90s of Silicon Valley, many CEOs thought HR and company culture were just corporate fluff, totally unnecessary for fast-moving startups. Who needs culture when you've got game-changing ideas, right? But they were wrong. A deep dive study proved that company culture isn't just important, it's a huge factor in a company's success. And the best type? It's called commitment culture. In a commitment culture, companies don't just focus on hiring the smartest or the most accomplished people. Instead, they look for individuals who truly fit the company's vision and team. The result? A workplace built on trust, care, and strong emotional connections. Back in 1994, Stanford Business School professors James Barron and Michael Hannon studied nearly 200 Silicon Valley startups to see how company culture impacts profitability. Their findings were crystal clear. Commitment culture companies were the fastest to go public. They had the highest profitability ratios. Not a single one went bankrupt. And here's a cool bonus. Commitment culture companies can operate with fewer middle managers. Why? Because they hire self-driven specialists who don't need constant supervision. That means decisions get made faster and the company runs smoother. Think about it. If an IT specialist can solve a problem immediately, why waste time going through layers of management? So, if you're building a business, don't ignore company culture. It's not just about making people happy, it's about building a company that wins. Now, you probably thought innovation means coming up with something totally new. Well, that's a myth. Actually, some of the biggest breakthroughs in history came from remixing old ideas in new ways. Take behavioral economics, for example. Traditional economists believed people always make rational decisions for personal gain. But researchers found something strange. People reject deals if they feel unfair, even if rejecting them means losing money. By blending psychology with economics, behavioral economists revolutionized our understanding of decision-making. But here's the kicker. They weren't creating something new. They were applying existing ideas in a fresh way. And this isn't just about academics. In 2011, 2 business professors analyzed 17.9 million research papers. And guess what? The most groundbreaking studies weren't built on new ideas. In fact, 90% of their content came from existing knowledge, just approached from a new angle. Lesson? You don't need to start from scratch. Instead, connect the dots in a way no one else has. Even the biggest names in entertainment use this strategy. When Disney was creating Frozen, they didn't just invent a sister story from thin air. Instead, they had their writers tap into their own sibling relationships, bringing real emotions into the film. That's why Anna and Elsa's bond feels so authentic, because it was inspired by real life. So next time you're struggling for a fresh idea, don't force something brand new. Instead, ask, how can I remix what already exists? Always remember, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, just remix it. What's an old idea that you could use in a new way? Comment below and be sure to subscribe if you want to become smarter, faster, and better with books.